you want a beverage, Bob? Are you? Check. 1, 2. Ready?
How about mine?
Sweet.
So Ryan blows into his to check it. And welcome to another edition of RaceTalk Live's Shoptalk. We're kind of Shoptalk shows, Bobby. And before we get into the RaceTalk Live thing, got with Clark Sanders last couple of weeks, and we are going to be back with KSL 11:50 a.m. on Tuesday nights from 6 to 7, starting April 7th, and we'll go all the way to October 20th on KSL 11:50 a.m. every Tuesday night from Chuck's Bar in beautiful downtown Salina at 600 North Santa Fe. I have the address right. Pretty close. You know, right across the street.
Right across from the tracks.
Yep. Should I start over? Go ahead. Okay, we'll try time. And welcome to another edition of RaceTalk Live Shop Talk. Bobby Potts and Bill Gritt with you. Our guest tonight is going to be Ryan Gritt. The other talk some trash on them later because they didn't show up. But good news this week, Bobby. I've been working with Clark Sanders over at KSL 11:50 a.m. We have Reese signed up for another year. Going to be at Chuck's Bar, 600 North Santa Fe. Right there on 11:50 KSL AM every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 throughout the summer. We start April 7th. We'll go to October 20th. And looking at the Royal schedule, we're only going to miss 4 shows this year. Now, it might get dicey in October if they go to the playoffs again, but you never know. They could choke sometimes down along the lines.
Yeah, 2 years in a row, that would be asking a lot.
Wouldn't it?
But no, for those of you that don't know where Chuck's Bar is, it's down, right across from the railroad. Speaking of racing, we got some racing starting up this weekend. I think everybody's headed up Beatrice way. So
you going? You're sick. You're on drugs. You're all puffy and stuff.
I'll be better by the weekend.
You're gonna go, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna miss that.
Hey, when's it start? Friday night. Every time I go, it snows. So
I think the weather's supposed to be decent. They started out with a little rain in the forecast, but I think that's gone now, hopefully, and looking for a good weekend.
Beautiful days lately here around the Midwest. Lots of going on in shops all around the country.
Yep.
The kid with us tonight, Ryan's been working on his hot rod behind us, and then there's another new one behind us.
Yeah, I seen that. I got to give a big shout out to Cale LeGrim. They had the Junior Spectacular go-kart race in Emma, Missouri, which took place last weekend. And Cale, it was his 3rd time there. He ended up winning both heat races and the feature. So big congratulations to Cale. He won a trophy that was about a foot taller than he is and got to kiss the trophy queen and got to give a little interview. And so they really did it up for the rookies there in
Did you
in
go?
that deal. No, that was the one I missed.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't go,
that's how
so
it works.
they're not going to let me go no more.
Yeah.
But no, good job, Cale.
NASCAR in Atlanta? Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Why was I thinking Atlanta?
Harvick.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Harvick put a whooping on him.
Didn't he?
Yeah. He pretty much checked out on that deal.
What do you think of the changes NASCAR's made so far? You like them?
It's pretty crazy how they took away 150 horsepower and took away downforce, but yet they're still breaking track records.
How's that?
They said the corner speed is so much faster because of the downforce is, down, so the cars aren't stuck to the track like they were. They're just, going. I don't know if that's what they had. But it's pretty cool. It's working out, I think. Yep. So, well, Ryan, how's your winter been? Besides cold.
It's been all right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a press conference or something.
You got a fancy little deal there, huh?
Well, we had invited the rest of your crew.
My crew's had a long 3 days, I think.
Yeah.
We've been busting tail to get this thing in the mall for the 21st and hunting down this little part and hunting down that little part. And I got to give a shout out to Zach and Jay and everyone who's helped me so far anyway. And I drove down last night again on a weeknight after work, and we were out here till 10 o'clock Sunday night. And so Zach drove home. That was an hour for him and 30 minutes for me. And Jay was stuck with me in the truck because he rode out with me last night, and we didn't get home till 11. So, and all their families, I know Zach comes down and says hi to his parents every weekend, but this racing deal takes a lot.
Yep, it
Takes a lot
does.
on the family. It takes a lot from everybody to understand it, and I got to give a shout out to Kale too. I'm pretty proud of the little guy. I don't get to talk to him much, but that's impressive. I mean, that's family time again in the truck to go racing everywhere as a go-kart, and that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's a good thing he won because he had to chase down a girl.
He had to. Oh.
Yeah, a girl was leading.
The girl was leading.
Yeah, and they kind of got together a little bit.
Oh no.
And she, I don't know, the way Rhonda was explaining it was, she come out of the corner a little high, and Cale went to duck down to the inside to pass her, and she looked over and seen him and kind of jerked the wheel, and they bumped, and she ended up spinning out. So they ended up both go to the back, and so then Cale ended up coming from the back and passing him. Ended up winning. I guess he went over and apologized to her and told her he didn't mean to spin her out. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
5 years old, to be learning that already.
Yeah. Have you had to do that?
So,
Next question.
so you're getting your hot rod ready for the mall show, huh? It's coming up here, what?
The 21st.
Weekend
right?
after next?
Yeah.
Yep.
I heard that they're looking for some more cars, so if there's guys out there that got their cars done and want to get their sponsors out there, this is the time to do it. And somebody posted on their website the other day that the Easter Bunny is going to be there too, so
nice.
sounds like a good time. Bunch of kids running around.
Easter Bunny.
That's what it said. I'm telling you what I read.
Oh boy, can you imagine Dusty being dressed up in an Easter Bunny outfit?
No, I thought it was Tommy. I don't know.
So how far away are you?
We got to sticker it.
You got to sticker it.
Got to sticker it.
How in the world did you come up with gray?
Well, I wasn't going to release the colors, but I've only seen one gray car, and that was a sport mod, and that was Ingram.
Yeah.
Yep. And Delbert and I ran the same colors last year, and of course Delbert always did a lot better than me, but I got my grandmother confused. She was always cheering for Delbert, and we had to fix that. So.
Yeah.
And the crew guys couldn't tell always, but they knew where I was at. So it's just something different. Excited for different, getting away from the wraps and going to go back to cut vinyl.
Oh, okay. Kind of old school stuff,
Yeah,
huh?
I'm going to do something different. I used to have good luck with cut vinyl, so maybe it's the graphics problem that I'm having. I don't know.
Dave, I just got a message that people that are listening aren't getting anything. Is it working on your end? Okay. Maybe we'll just try to reboot it.
Refresh them.
Yep. Okay. So, where were we?
Why gray?
Like I said, it's just something different. You don't see. I haven't ever seen a gray late model.
Well, but there was a phone call this winter that somebody else was going to go gray too.
Yeah, and that cord got pulled pretty quick. I believe. Can't be the same color as grit. So.
From kind of hearing the guys talk, you guys might have 5 or 6 or 7 more cars added to the field. That's kind of cool. That's
what I heard. I'm not afraid to get in there and make a hole a little bigger. The same amount of mod racing as I do late model racing. That was years ago, but it's a pro, it's and a con.
Yeah.
Tires are a little bit more.
Do they last a little longer?
Just depends on how many times you spin it out.
Oh. You do your little burnouts?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at those too, huh? I try not to bring out a yellow. You get a little
6th.
So
I'll
we're just
confirm
gonna
that date.
stay at home, and if I show up, we show up.
Yeah.
Just
What
don't
is
seem
that
to.
with you? Every time you wanted to go out to Hayes, something bad happened.
Yeah, we popped the crate last year and then stuck the Shaw on the wall, and those are both the nights before Hayes. So, like I told the guys, I said, we'll plan to go in the shop, but we're not going to plan to go at the track. So.
Yeah, good idea.
Toughest interviews I do, and maybe you don't want to say, but what's your goals for this year? What would you like to accomplish? What's your accomplishments? What do you want to get done? You want to pick up the first win?
I'd love to pick up a first win. I've wanted to win one. I haven't ever won an A feature. I've got several B features under my belt. There for a while, I was called B feature grit because that's what I was winning all the time. I would like to get a first win. I'd like to get another Rookie of the Year. That also means some travel time. And again, crews are going to get in the truck and leave their families and come along racing with me. And, again, that's a family deal that I like to always tell the families that help me. It's, my guys, Jay and Zach and my dad if he goes or whatever he's going to decide.
My dad,
to
if
do.
he goes, I'll go wherever you're going.
So
I'm not going to be anywhere else.
and those guys are a lot to me because it's really hard. And everybody's getting better,
Yeah.
Everybody's getting better.
You kind of get stuck to running in series and about all the other cars that were,
We keep wheeling and dealing and keep going.
It's fun to watch him. It is. It can be nerve-wracking sometimes, but it's fun to watch him.
Last year Tommy came out with the schedule and it looked like you guys were going to have, quite a few nights off, and then all of a sudden they changed and pretty much ran you guys every week. Is that the plan again this year? Have you seen the schedule?
The way it sounds, that's the way it sounds like it's going to be is a couple weekends off, and somebody would need to get with Tommy on that. That'll be a good thing at the mall show because I'm sure they'll have schedules out to hand out then and everything else. But it sounds like it's going to be an every weekend deal, and they're trying to get us competitive with the other guys that run, down south, Florida, and so on and so forth. Those guys race Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So,
this Naismith series that does run out here, where's the closest sanctioned track, to here? You guys know?
I don't know, but I think that would why Chris went south.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot, Florida, Tennessee, in that area. But I'm not 100% sure.
Isn't I think the home base is in Georgia. Isn't it?
Yeah, Georgia. Correct. And I need to correct that date for the Concretes at Thunder Hill. It's June 20th. June 20th. I knew it was close to something, but yeah, you're back in your figures.
That's where I want to be.
Are you comfortable in this thing?
That's where I want to be.
You want to be back in the figures?
Yep.
You think you were faster in it?
I don't know if I was faster. I picked up a heat race one in this. I won a motor in this car and, did well against open motor guys. Granted, we're all getting better. We're all getting faster. We're all learning more with the crates, but I got a lot of confidence in this car. Just
worked real hard getting you more comfortable in the seat this winter, getting you where you need to be because you're kind of a tall guy and they were worried about your height and stuff like that. So you worked real hard on getting the seat in the car where you wanted it. Yeah,
there was several split knuckles and cuss words and all sorts of good joys of mounting a seat lower to get a taller, bigger guy in there. Because the Shaw or the Fagers is an older car. The cage is lower on it.
Oh yeah.
You look at the newer cars that are coming out. And guys are sitting right at the door panel, and I think my shoulder's above the door panel. So, and I run a full containment seat just due to safety reasons. I'd rather have one of those, and fitting one of those into a tight car isn't easy either. And cutting things down and re-welding things. And that was a struggle. I think that was a 2 or 3 weekend deal.
That's what a lot of the car builders, that's the first thing they talk about when they go to build a guy a car is extending the foot box in them to give a guy a little more room sometimes. And
luckily this car has a very good sized foot box. The legs thing is a big thing for me as well. I don't like to feel like I'm driving a midget laying down, so that's a big deal as well. And I need to lose some weight, but it's just right now, that I don't think I'm going to lose the weight before race season gets here. So.
You're going to have to hurry.
We got to build the car around the driver now.
The Shaw, you had to extend the foot box in it. This one, you don't have to. It's a shame you don't have the Shaw anymore, but you do have it. But it's just
it's retired.
It's retired, and you had to put an axle tube in this one, and there's some bracketry and stuff you still got to finish up on it. But it's getting pretty close to ready.
We finished the year out in the Fagers, the purple car, when it was purple, and this was also the red and yellow car. And some people get confused when they look at the body, and they're like, well, you keep changing colors. Is that a new car? No, it's the same old car that I've always had. Bought it from Don Collins on payment when I was younger and had the sport mod in it at the same time and thought, oh, boy, I'm really getting involved in this. So it's a good car. And I'm excited for this year. We're going to have fun, and if we happen to have an off day, then I think we're going to load the jet skis and go to the lake.
The rumor was, last year was their growing year for the crate series. Is it strictly crates this year, or are they still letting the open motors run?
From what I understood, this year would be strictly crates. Now, don't really quote me on that, because I know there's a guy that's not racing here because he doesn't have a crate.
I see.
Is that correct, Ryan?
I, again, don't know. I've got a crate, so that's all I'm really worried about. I do know that, there is a couple guys that have open motors that are coming this way. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are.
Okay.
Zach is the rule guy on that. He gets it through with a fine-tooth comb. So.
Yeah. Zach's very meticulous.
It's all right.
Well, that's just some stuff we'll have to check on then. Yep. That'll be a...
It's going to be a fun summer, though. I really, like you said, there's going to be a big car count. So
that'll be good.
Might have to have B features. I don't know.
You never know.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? A little more racing.
If Little Grit makes the A and Big Grit doesn't, that'd be even better.
Okay.
All right.
It works for me.
Yep. Might as well get that poke in out of the way.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Hey, did you give a shout out to Mike Hill again?
Go ahead and do that.
Big special thanks to Hilltop Graphics?
Hilljob.
Hilljob Graphics?
Yes.
Hilljob. Okay. Anyway, Mike Hill supplied us with this nice banner, so if anybody's looking for a banner, you can get a hold of Mike Hill. Does a great job. And also some beverages that he probably supplied us with again too, huh?
Oh, yeah. He takes good care of us.
Sweet.
Does a good job. Talked to him about making some shirts. Heard you were looking for some shirts this year.
Yeah.
I was?
He does those too, by the way. That's what I'm trying to get out. He makes T-shirts as well.
I have seen some of his shirts.
He does a good job. He does, he does a real good job. Are you sleeping over there?
No, I'm just checking the outdoors. It's nice to have the door open.
It's definitely warm. Been nice all day.
And you guys got
week.
coats on. It's
Yeah.
been cold in here all winter, and
Yeah, it's a bit brisk. He had both doors open earlier. He wanted both. Never mind.
that's all right.
How many more of these shows do we got, Bobby? Do you know?
I
Have
don't
you
know.
counted?
It's kind of whatever we want to do, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, we got the rest of this month.
Talking to our producer, Dave Cheveria. One on the 24th, and then the 7th. So we've got one more of these.
Just one more, huh?
Okay. If he's got a couple of guests he wants to get on, we could do a weekly one if he wanted to. Sweet.
Well, okay. But one more for sure, maybe two.
One more, maybe two. And then we go over to KSL and start from Chuck's all over again. Ought to be interesting this year. Yeah, thought about extending our coverage a little bit, like we used to do, and do another hour of this after we do the live show and keep the guests around and trying to generate some business this direction. So we'll see what happens. So you're going to have your car ready for the mall show. It's going to be stickered up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Gonna be ready for the first race?
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's the plan.
Are you ready for the first race?
Yeah. Excited. Going to be a new year, fresh start. Put the year behind me and start over.
It always makes for a long winter when I know you had a little bit of a rough go there toward the end, losing a car and losing most. So you kind of had an expensive summer. So
Yeah.
hopefully you got that out of your way. And
those guys scrambled. I mean, they scrambled. I helped as much as I could, but they scrambled to get this other car going, to get him back in it.
yeah,
Because it was just a shell. Everything that was pretty much, the engine and transmission was all in the Shaw. It was
setting everything back up.
Yeah, and then getting it all set back up and stuff. And did they change? Yeah, they changed shocks and springs too.
Yeah, we ended up changing shock springs, and gauges were still in it. I tried not to take all those out, but we had to rewire it because I took the electrical system out and put it in the other car. And
yeah, so it was a thrash. It was a thrash.
made for a little bit of work.
Yeah, one
but
weekend.
got her done.
Yep. Started tearing the other one apart and got this one ready to go that weekend, I believe. So we were ready to go the next. I think Zach came down again a couple times, and Jay came out a couple times during the week, and we had her running and purring and ready to go. Then we went through 3 wheels because the studs were bad from it sitting over time and ruining the studs. So I went through 3 wheels the first time back in the figures.
Oh, gosh.
That was expensive. I was not the way I wanted it to be.
Well, have you seen his crew members?
List of people over there. You want to
Yeah, I do.
holler at them?
Yeah, it'd be a good time to thank those guys and Bounceroos for coming back on board. If you need a bounce for the day or for some hours, let them get a hold of Tammy. She'll take care of you. Spencer McAfee came back on board this year and been a big help in the off season, and came out here and turned some wrenches and got the body ready to go and helped us mount it up. M&D Lawn Care, those guys are always around whenever I'm in trouble or break a bolt off or need an extra hand. I can always call one of those guys to come down, Randy or Mac, and they'll be here to help me out. Crime Mink Incorporated there in Salina. On Santa Fe, he's got kind of clothing apparel as well, and he was on board with us last year. He's going to get back on board. Performance Graphics, Jay Stolzenberg in Salina. He's going to do the graphics this year for me, and we're going to try something new and get him some exposure and hopefully some positive exposure.
Is this something Jay's just getting started into?
Jay's been doing it for a few years now, and he's wanting to get a little more serious with it, I think.
Really?
And,
Cool.
He's going to do a couple cars this year. He's going to do Cole Emerson's car as well and mine, and sounds like he's got a Bill Gritt's car to do too. So.
Is he just doing the cut vinyl then, or
Yeah.
No? Always use them. Always use the help.
Yes, you can. If it's just to come out here on the night with me to help me nut and bolt it, or if it's somebody who wants their name on the side, there's always room. There's more room. There's wide body cars. There's plenty of room for a name.
There's a lot of room on there. Yep.
There's a lot of material there. And again, I got to thank Jay and Zach and my dad and Ron for coming out and helping out and being part of it, and you for coming out late in the night when I got her ready to go at Scale It at 9:30 at night.
I think it was 10. I remember that text. You were mad. I remember that one.
Yeah, he was.
Now, and then it rained out.
Yeah, and then it rained out.
Yeah, he was trying to be positive with me, but I could tell his feathers were
very
ruffled.
happy that night.
And I got to thank his family too.
Yeah,
For
Bobby doesn't get irritated about a whole lot, but he was not happy that night.
It wasn't the night I wanted to come to New Cambria, Kansas. That's for sure. But
What's wrong with New Cambria?
we had the doors wide open for you, Bobby. We were glad to have.
We had to be positive.
Yep.
How's it look? Look good.
And then it rained.
Drive it.
And then it rained.
It's okay. We were ready to go for the next week, though.
Yeah, you were. Yep.
What's the hardest thing, Bobby, about setting up somebody's car? I mean, I know you've got it all down. You know what a car needs to make it turn, but everybody drives different. I mean,
know it.
everybody drives different.
And that's what's so hard because, you kind of go there with intentions of giving them just a basic setup, to where they got something to work with. I mean, if you're hoping that the car goes in there and turns and goes down the and I tell them every time that I do it, I'll go and align somebody's front end. They're out there just struggling. The car won't turn. So you go and you work on it and you line the front end for them. And the first thing you tell them is, this isn't a fix-all deal. Don't go just driver clear into the hot dog stand, and
then turn it.
Because you're probably going to knock the wall down, and then all that time that I spent is just thrown out the window.
Late night.
So.
And dial yourself out pretty quickly, and everybody wants to make a change.
Yeah.
And I can be the world's worst.
And yeah, I mean, 90% of your work is done at the shop. I mean, once you get there, you're hoping to be close enough to where you can change a shock or two, or move a bar or a hole or two, and and be good. I mean, it's always good to have the tires prepped at home and, do all that. So you got time, you never know. You go out and hot lap and something breaks. Well, you don't need to spend all that time fixing that and then have to turn around and grind tires and change shocks and move bars. And so you try to get, all that as close as you can at the shop and go from there.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan, don't it?
I agree. I get to the track, and I'll be one to tell you, I like to change a lot because the track's, it's going to change. We're racing in Kansas.
Yep.
And then you got different tire compounds out there, and I'd rather get in it and drive it to make it work instead of drive it to fight it.
Yep. I mean, we had with Brian Nail's car that I work on most of the time, we had a really good summer. Didn't have to change hardly any. I mean, we changed shocks and ground tires. That frees up a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been times where I've came over and asked you a question, and you're just, looking at the bars and stuff, and I'll talk to you more under the car, I think, at the track.
Yeah, I know you're sitting there studying stuff, and and you're wondering, gosh, should I move that? And then you get to thinking back, well, we did all right last week with it there. Let's let's just go again. So
I agree.
Just pat the driver on the head and send him on his way.
Yep. Go get him. We'll try and do more of that this year. How's that sound?
I don't know how that's going to work out.
Why is that?
Next question.
Pat the driver on the head. Okay, we'll try that.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah, we got, of course, we also got Curtis Peel in the Sport Mod that we're kind of that comes with it. So anybody looking for a car, it's a good car.
That's unbelievable.
There's a talk to on that one.
What's that?
Curtis Peel on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
It was the one he won the state points with in 2013. Yep.
That's unbelievable. There's a mosquito flying around
I
in
see
here
that.
already. You believe that? Mosquitoes flying around.
It's flirting with me.
Here, let me get him.
Yeah, once Ryan smack him on
Pat
the head.
on the head. There you go. Go get him.
I didn't hit him near hard enough.
I do have a little bit of news to get out. There's a BSB test April 11th and 25th up at Thunder Hill. Give them a call to set up your date. Jay from BSB will have shocks and setups to try at Thunder Hill Speedway. Got that from Mike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so they've got a couple of test dates up there with BSB.
Say that again. 11th and what?
April 11th and the 25th.
11th and 25th.
Give them a
Okay.
call and get you a test date set up with
Is that
Jay. It's a BSB test.
is that a few weeks before their season starts then?
Mhm.
Okay.
May not be bad to go up there and try
That's
one
good
out.
to know. Yeah.
Too bad it's so far away to go for hot laps.
Yeah. Casino's right there, though. That's always fun.
You win when you go there.
Not all the time.
Most of the time.
Tell you, we've gone to Wichita or Mulvane here last couple times, and haven't had no luck there. I'm not going back.
Go back. I think, Ryan, you've been down there once or twice, haven't you?
I've been down there once.
How'd
Yep.
you do?
Yummy.
So, Beatrice this weekend, Bobby.
Yep.
And then when does Hayes start?
Then we'll skip a week, I believe, and then Hayes starts the following. I don't know what the date is.
Do you have the date for Salina yet? We're getting close to opening dates.
Yeah, I haven't. Not sure. Haven't seen any. I mean, there is schedules out, but I haven't really paid much attention yet.
Are you guys ready to go yet?
We're close. Kelly's been working really hard on his car. He stripped it clear down to the bare frame and took it over and had it powder coated, and so he's going there with it and putting some new parts on and straightens and stuff. So he's going to have like a brand new car out.
There you go.
That'll be exciting for.
What about you guys?
For
Still in the
Kelly.
same car?
We got still the same car. Yeah.
Brian hasn't made a change yet.
No, that I don't know. We had such a good summer last summer with it, and the car's going so good, and it's old enough now to where you really can't afford to trade it in on nothing because you're not going to get nothing for it. So
You just keep making it go for him,
we
huh?
just decide, straighten some stuff up, and we're going to try running an alternator on the engine this year. You guys ever ran?
I thought about it. With the electronic ignitions that we run, it may not be a bad deal. You got to keep the voltage up, so it may not be a bad deal. And I don't think they rob. Those one-wire alternators don't rob any horsepower.
No, and the more we got to talking about it, the little bit of horsepower that you probably do lose running them, you're going to gain back by having all the voltage, at the end of the race. So
right.
I don't know. Curtis had one on his Sport Mod last year and had really good luck with it, and so we got one, and I kind of ran out of room with on the front of their motors. You got a belt drive fuel pump, and you got a power steering pump here, and you got your water pump. I kind of ran out of room to put it, so I had Todd Grawl made me some spacers and stuff, and I got her bolted on the head up on that above the power steering pump, and got her on there. I think it's going to work.
Speaking of Todd Grawl, I need to thank him too. I had an oops this week. Got a little carried away with the wrench and broke a bolt off in the block.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I was not very happy, and I called Todd, and he came out that night, and he came out and got it out in 10 minutes, and my blood pressure dropped in a heartbeat. So I need to shout out to him as well.
Yeah, that's always. Oh, I just got a text here. Salina's opening night is April 24th. How about that, Bill?
April 24th. Okay, good.
Yep.
Thanks
So
to whoever sent that out.
Just sent it out.
Okay. Been looking for a schedule too. I think Jeff Olson sent me a schedule last week, but I don't have it printed out. So.
Yep. And then Hayes, like we were talking about RPM Speedway, what do they call their first race, like the Sunflower Classic, or
yeah, it's
is that what it's
Classic.
called? So, yeah, that's always a big show to start out the year, and coming up. So, yep, things are starting to take off again for the summer.
About to get pretty doggone busy, aren't we?
Yeah. Yep. Like I say, I hope here we got a schedule for Hayes. Looks like, Sunflower Classic Test and Tunes probably on a Thursday, I would bet. Yep. And then be a Friday, Saturday deal, the 27th and 8th. So 2 full shows, Friday and Saturday. 5 IMCA classes. Pit gates open at 4. Races at 7.
There you go.
There you go.
Hayes and I haven't ever had good luck neither. Haven't.
Me either.
No, that's your problem.
I know. Thanks.
Nice facility. I just haven't had much for luck there.
We were wondering about we were over there for the Fall Nationals, and they had all that rain right before and ended up washing the thing out.
Yeah.
And they had like bulldozers out on the track, bulldozing to get it ready, and they had, God, I don't know how tall that pile of mud was, but the last I heard it was still there. So they they had some dirt work to do because I know they had a mess after that thing. So hopefully they got on it and got it all going. I'm sure Rodney probably got all over that.
Yeah, that was a kind of a catastrophe, wasn't it?
It was, and that was too bad because I mean there was cars there from everywhere. It was going to be a super show, and from the time we got there around 10 o'clock in the morning and sat there until 1 or so. I believe they tried to work on the track the whole time, and it wasn't going to happen. It was just too soft.
Did they postpone it a day?
No, they ended up just calling the whole deal off.
Really?
Yep, they didn't get
it done.
Nope.
Could you imagine trying to get that equipment out of there?
Oh man, yeah. They had, like I say, they had the bulldozer out, and they had it loaded up on the trailer to take it home, and guys were shoveling mud off of it. You couldn't hardly see the tracks, on the poor thing. It was all so covered with mud. So, yep, not a good deal. They do rob a little horsepower, which I think with the crate, I don't think you can really afford to be doing that. But there's guys that's gonna have them.
Sure.
I've seen 2 new cars so far that have them.
I've had a couple phone calls wanting to know if one of mine were for sale, but
Oh yeah.
I don't really want to get rid of it. Really.
No,
I'm pretty good at tearing them up.
I know. You ought to hang on to it.
I
Yeah.
hang on to it.
Yeah. I mean they are a little pricey for a guy
To buy off
to have to switch.
Bat, yeah.
To have to switch over from a 9-inch to go to a quick change. As far as getting the rear end itself, and then all the brakes and stuff for it, buy gears. So it's not something you probably just jump right into, but but I think it'll work out. I really hope that it brings more cars, especially from the Wichita area.
Yeah. And Topeka could get some cars from that too, because the other sanctioned bodies around there had let them run quick changes.
I think
for a
Lakeside.
while. Lakeside does.
I think. Yep.
Heartland Park, and nobody knows what's going to go on at Heartland Park.
Yeah.
That's just a big mess right
Yeah.
now. I was over there today, and they still don't know anything and don't know any answers. And
That's too bad over there. Yeah.
they are a customer of mine as well. And,
Yeah.
I'd like to race there. There's a lot of tracks that I just go, I want to go there. I want to go there. Dodge City's one. I think Dodge City would be fun.
Season's right around the corner. It was 76 degrees today.
That's all right. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Even if it did bring out the mosquitoes, I'll take it.
Yeah, mosquitoes are here already.
Well, good luck this year. Of course, I'll be with you.
Lucky you.
You guys want to sit by each other? I can.
That's what I look for.
Thanks. God, appreciate that.
Boy.
Yep.
I hope you pick up your first win. A feature win.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
I need to get one.
Yep.
I got to get one under my belt.
Yep.
Got to get one.
It's a tough crowd, but I think you can do it.
It is tough. It's only going to get tougher. I mean, it's not going to get any easier. Say, oh, let's let Grit win one. They're not going to.
Are you sure?
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
It's going to grow by a few more cars this year, too, so
Yeah.
that'll make it even more interesting.
Us being in the modified class, I know there's a lot of guys that we can go talk to, and as far as chassis setup that way also.
Yeah.
Can you go talk to the guys? Will they help you out?
Yeah, I don't know how many times I went over and talked to Sam or talked to Dan or talked to Delbert, or Keith, and those guys I run to a lot and ask questions. Scott Phillips, they all tell me, come by, ask a question. Sometimes I think they're like, get out of my trailer. It's going to work. Jeremy Petty, I bounced some ideas off of him. Scott Phillips, guys. Everybody I race with, I think I've asked a question, or something along the lines. I've asked Justin a couple times some questions, it's just
That's
and I'm still learning a lot of things. You know, my biggest problem is when I get in the car and I race, I get just confused. You know, I forget what the car's doing. So at the end of the night, the car looked great, and I'm like, no, it wasn't.
and you get to concentrating on one thing so hard, and you forget about the other things.
You know, and then you know you're hitting your marks all the time. You know, and I'm still really trying to get better at that. You know, same spot in, same spot out, easy in, easy out.
Yeah,
and it's just
and also
seat time.
Also having a modified over a late model. I mean, I know a lot of the chassis builders aren't close by. We're fortunate enough to have. You just walk her down and hand it to them, and they bring it back the following Friday, and you bolt her on. You're ready to go again.
And I'm kind of the odd duck out there as well. I got a really good deal on some Integra shocks when I got in the late model, and I don't know many guys that have Integras that are running late models. So there's been times where I get the, if you had some BSB, And
well, they work.
Advice.
Jay works on.
They work on it all.
They work. It's kind of a tough
nice
business
ones.
Right now.
I've got some nice ones. Help me out. I got a lot of lead in the seat. So.
Yeah, and the way it's going, I mean, the shocks are so important as far as tuning the car that you gotta be up on your game.
Yeah.
Well, your crew couldn't make it tonight. Of course, Zach's in Manhattan.
Zach's back home.
He's a big part of your crew. Jay was here last night till at least 10 because I think I went to bed about 10:30 or so. So you picked up a couple of new ones. Well, at least one. Chuck Hune is going to help you this summer.
That's what you say.
Yep. Chuck's done some stuff up in Iowa, but he wants to come out and hang out with you in the pits this year. And he was going to be here, but he ended up working late today. Chuck's a retired police officer, but he hauls the mail now, and he's been busy hauling mail.
Maybe that's what we need is a sticker on the back that says hauling
Haul
the
mail.
Hauling the mail.
Maybe that'll make us faster.
Maybe.
You hear that, Jay? We need a sticker made right now.
Hauling the mail.
On the mail.
Well, he had a couple of stickers he was going to put on the back, but we'll just wait and see if they show up. Don't go there.
It's going to be interesting.
It'll be a fun summer, won't it? For one of us.
For one of us.
All right. Couple minutes. Anybody you want to thank before we turn you loose? Like your girlfriend or your mom or somebody like that?
Of course, I got to thank everybody that supports me inside the track and outside the track. And like I said, last year was a tough year. I was pretty much ready to hang it up. If I didn't have a backup car, I'd have walked away from it. It was tough. Wrecked one, blew one up. Nights where she wouldn't let me go to sleep because they thought I had a concussion. They couldn't tell if I did or not. But, it's just, everybody that I can't thank them enough. I couldn't do it without them, Everybody, if it's just coming out and putting a rivet in, if it's coming out and bringing a soda, because we don't live right inside of Salina, so it's not that easy to do. So,
or a pizza, that works too.
Oh, yeah, I always got to have some food around here. But, again, I got to thank Jay. I got to thank Zach, my dad, for keeping the shop-throughs. Again, they helped me out. Follow somebody.
We'll get you pointed in the right direction.
All right, then.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. That's all that matters.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Shop Talk. Bobby, great job. Ryan, thanks for coming by tonight. Thanks, everybody here. Dave, thanks a lot for producing this thing.